Hi, my name is Ashley Herrera, and this is for my Drama 30 class. Today I'm going to be talking about a film called Real Women Have Curves. It revolves around a generational dispute between a mother who is actually a Mexican immigrant and her daughter Anna, who is very eager to kind of embrace the aspects of her identity as the first generational American in her family. It shows how she's graduating from high school and would like to pursue college, but knows that that's not in her family's plans for her because they're very traditional. One of her teachers actually asks her if she's going to college, and she says no, it's not in her plans, even though she'd love to go to Columbia University. And he actually takes it upon himself to go to their home and really try to embrace the whole college, idea to her family, to try to see if maybe they would be more open-minded if they heard it from someone that actually, is a teacher and sees that she really does have the potential. So he lets them know that, and, the father and mother let him know that that's not in their plans for her, and that, they have a family business with the sewing that she is kind of obligated, and especially, and you can see in Anna's face that, she does feel obligated to help her family, although she really does want to go. And that summer, she really felt obligated, after her sister's business for the seamstresses just couldn't work anymore so suddenly. So she volunteers kind of volunteers to help, in the factory, even though she secretly applies for a scholarship for college, still keeping that as an option. Her mother and her father, her whole entire family kind of feel that she doesn't have a place in college, and she doesn't have any reason to go, because why leave the family when they need her, Her mother really felt that because of their tradition, that she should either, be going to the factory and working with them, or she should be, at home cooking, taking care of the house, doing all the household duties, really taking on that traditional Latino role, which Anna really just didn't like. She wanted to break out and see that, this is a different generation, and there's a lot more opportunities for her out there, and working in the sweatshop, as she called her sister's seamstress factory, working in that sweatshop was not something that she wanted to do for the rest of her life. She saw more potential in herself, which, is very admirable. With Anna going outside of the box, her family, she really was butting heads with, people in her family, especially her mother. You can kind of see when she's helping them with the sister's dresses, working with the big factories and seeing that, they're making $18 dresses for Bloomingdale's, and they're selling them for, quadruple, like $600. She was trying to push her sister into having enough confidence in herself and to stand up for herself for once, and to see that her work is really good and she has potential to, work and make more, especially if they're going to be selling them for that. And you kind of could tell that, the way she did it could have been a lot better, because she really was kind of putting her sister down a lot. And she was really mean in the factories, and I can kind of saw the other side of it, where I felt that she needed to be a little more sensitive to the fact that, not just her family worked in there, but, there were a lot of other families that worked in the factory to be able to, bring income to their homes. And I think I could really relate to it, because my grandfather, migrated over here and took any work that he could possibly get in order to be able to provide for his family. So, you know, a lot of the women that were in that factory were just happy to have a job, even though they knew that the Bloomingdale's was, you know, kind of taking over and taking their dresses and flipping them around and selling them for, you know, a lot more. And they weren't treated very well by them either. But all in all, they were still getting an income, and that was helping them family stay afloat. But what we can see here too is, as the title with Real Women Have Curves, there's a lot of other political things that you can kind of see. Anna and her sister, you know, they're very plump. You know, Anna's mother calls her Butterball, and she doesn't like that. But there's a lot of sentimental scenes where you can see that the whole stereotype of, you know, women's weight was in the whole thing too, with the Bloomingdale's only making dress sizes for 0 through 4, and like, how many people are that small, you know? And that's why I chose this one, because I felt really obligated to stand up and tell, you know, how important it is for women to look outside of the box and not feel that they need to fit the criteria of, you know, Bloomingdale's dresses and things like that, or any of the advertisements that are out there. And I think that Anna did a really good job. You know, you can tell she was really down on herself, but she was always trying to keep an open mind. And it was a really sentimental scene. Her sister made a dress at the end that you know, with the Bloomingdale dress that fit her, and you can see that her self-esteem was just skyrocketed. But all in all, you can see a lot of different things in this film that show the family, the Latina tradition and things like that. You can see how her family is really pushing her, you know, and not really supporting her going to college. You can see that she battles with weight issues, and that's not just any Latina, you know, culture. That's with any culture, with women having to battle with weight because of all the advertisements and all the other things that are out there. With that, but what this showed, it was like that women, especially Anna, she showed that there are opportunities for women out there. And as we can see in corporate America now, there are not a lot of housewives, you know, that stay home. There's a lot of women out there with high jobs. They're being doctors now, they're lawyers, they're going out there and pursuing their dreams, and, you know, leaving all of the traditional values of their husband wanting them to stay home, or their families wanting them to stay home, or no one thinking or believing in them. And they're really, you know, throwing those out the door. And Anna just did just that. Although she knew that her family was very traditional and she did not want to, you know, upset them, she knew in the end that going to college was what she wanted to do, and that was what was in her heart. And her weight, nothing was gonna, you know, keep her from doing that. Pursuing a career, any career that she wanted, she knew that she would have to, especially in the generation that she was born into, was not the same that her parents were. They were all expected, and it was fine that they just worked in the field, and that's how they went by. But them living, you know, in Los Angeles, and in a time where if she has the opportunity, why not take it? And it's really nice to see that she, in the end, she did go to Columbia University and had a really good time. And you can just tell that a lot of Latinas and Latinos are breaking the mold, and as their first generation American in their family, are showing their families just how much an education and a little bit of perseverance, where it can get you. And I'm seeing this more and more, you know, with people in society going to college. And I've seen people not talk to their parents for years, getting their college education, and being able to support them and take them in, and take, you know, second generation family in, and take care of them. And once they see that an education can bring such a life that they want to live, it kind of turns into a different story. And I think if we saw further into the story, that's what we would have saw with Anna's family. I mean, you can kind of already tell she had a really supportive from her grandpa and her mom, or her dad, excuse me. And so, in the end, what I think I got out of this film and what everyone else should have got out of it was that it's time to break the mold. It's time to persevere and see past the traditions, and it's time to overcome the factories taking over the little men and things like that. It's time to overcome everything, and this is the time. And Latinos have come so far that they can't stop. So thank you for listening to my video, and this is a really good course. So if you're watching this and you haven't taken this course, please take it. Alright, thank you. Bye.